What's going on? This is Cody, and you're watching B-Boy 45, broadcasting from the Seacrest Studios. Sorry to interrupt that song, but we've got big, important people to talk to. Isn't that right, Maya?
Yeah.
That's right. On the phone right now, I have half of the musical duo, Radnor and Lee. Right now, I got Josh Radnor on the phone, and in just a few minutes, we'll be chatting with both Josh and Ben. Are you there? Can you hear me?
I sure can.
Excellent. Go ahead, Maya. Take it away. She's a little starstruck, just so you know.
Hi, Maya. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on. I'm so glad you like the music.
Yeah, I love your music.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I hear a little echo. Is that normal? Or
Yeah, it's a little bit normal because we don't use headphones so that everyone in the studio can hear.
Got it. No problem.
Sorry, I know it's a little bit annoying.
No problem.
So first off, I just wanted to say that I'm a huge fan of yours, and I love Rise and How I Met Your Mother and Liberal Arts. Like, I just love those.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so nice to hear.
Yeah, I've been rewatching Rise, and I got to the last episode, and then I just went back to the first episode because I was like, I can't watch this.
Yeah, it's a sad one that's not carrying on. I really think it should have had a lot of years.
Yeah.
But I'll keep going, making more stuff. But I'm really glad you liked it so much.
Thanks. Yeah. So I was wondering, so you're an actor, writer, producer, and musician. Are you putting all that on hold to focus more on music?
No, not really. I'm kind of doing everything all at once. I really like doing lots of different things. I sometimes, I don't know if I get bored with what I'm doing, but because I like doing so many other things and I can do them, I feel like it's more fun to do lots of things than just one thing. So I'm just doing them all at the same time.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So what song?
Wait, time out. I gotta introduce. We've got our buddy Ben Lee, the other half of Radnor and Lee, on the phone with us. Ben, can you hear us?
I can't. Do you know what just happened?
What?
I was totally about to call in, and then my mum had posted a package to me from Australia, and I opened it up on the way into the house. And it had all these, school reports from when I was in elementary school.
Oh, my gosh.
And I got totally sidetracked. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's hard when you got to look at stuff that reminds you how good you are, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, Maya, go ahead. Take it away with your next question.
Okay. So, Ben, I'm a really big fan of your solo music and the soundtracks you've been a part of. I love your song, Thank You.
Oh, cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and so I love the two of you together. And what made you decide to form a duo?
For me, it was just I like the governing force of my career to be sort of like playfulness and collaboration. And the fact that Josh and I were friends and interested in seeing what we could make together was enough reason to kind of try it out. And it just sort of gathered a little more kind of momentum as we got into it.
Yeah, we just started writing songs together, and we had so much fun, and the songs were just coming out of us when we got together. We always left our time together with a song, and then we played a couple of songs for friends, and they were so enthusiastic about them, and it just kind of seemed like the next step to make it an official thing and put out a record, and now we're touring, and it's just so much fun.
Cool. Yeah, so I know that you guys have been friends for a really long time, but how did you first meet?
We first met through How I Met Your Mother. they approached me about using some of my music on the show. And when I expressed that I was a fan of the show, they invited me down to the set, and Josh and I just met there.
Yeah, we had a really great talk that day. But then a couple months later, we bumped into each other literally on the street where Ben was living at the time, and that's really where our friendship started. Was after that, kind of coincidental meeting.
Cool. Yeah, my sister and I have been watching How I Met Your Mother with our mom, and so that's pretty much all we've been watching. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of episodes for you to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I know I already said this, but I love your music. What's your songwriting process like?
My songwriting process is... Sorry, didn't mean to speak over you. I think songwriting is... It's like anything. Like, you have a lot of different processes and a lot of different tools, and then you try and use them in ways that feel appropriate to that given moment. So with Josh and I think us talking together feels really central to the songwriting process, and we generally share ideas and our feelings, and we sort of, there's something we kind of want to explore. It might even just be a musical idea, and from there we try and serve what's kind of come up in conversation. That sort of feels like a huge part of it.
Yeah, and there's two different ways to go in. Either you can have an idea, like a line or a lyric or a theme that you want to explore, or you could just say, hey, I really like the sound of these chords together. How does that make us feel? So we can either approach it lyrically or musically. Sometimes it's both at the same time.
Cool. Yeah. Cool. So you both have a love of spirituality and philosophy. How does that influence your songwriting?
I mean, we can both sort of share about that. I think the desire to kind of get into the truth of a moment is probably something deeply precious to both of us. And I think when you're making art, the feeling that there is a truth that you need to hit on is in some ways like the essence of like any philosophic exploration. Like, you're kind of struggling or wrestling with a space in order to get to the truth of it. And that's sort of not that different for a songwriter than it is for a philosopher or for a writer or anyone. It's like you're just trying to like get to the heart of the matter.
Mm. Yeah, I also think that what unites spirituality and philosophy and music is it's all things that are unseen. You know, you can't hold any of it. It's not like you can measure it in the laboratory. It's just you're talking about an unseen dimension. So I think music is an amazing avenue, you know, to explore a lot of these things.
Cool. Yeah, I have to tell you, I was like telling my friends that I was going to get to talk to you guys today, and I told them I'd send them a picture afterwards. I said, my face is either going to be blue because I stopped breathing, or I'm going to be on the floor passed out.
Which is it? You don't sound like you're passed out.
She's doing just fine, and luckily she's in a hospital, so.
Yeah. Well, I did stop breathing when they called.
A little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, but
you're doing great.
Thank you. Yeah, but I'm not passed out, so that's good. And so, who are your musical influences?
One of mine is Ben Lee, which is really cool because I get to write music with him. I'll go first with that. I mean, I grew up at my house. There was a lot of like Bob Dylan and Jim Croce and Judy Collins and John Denver. My mom loved all that. There was also classical music, musical theater. I just have always loved melody, so I love old folk music. I love very simple songs with just a few chords, but like a really great hooky melody and a great lyrical idea. So in some ways, I'm just standing on the shoulders of a lot of people that I have admired.
Yeah, I think my influences were very similar growing up. There was like John Denver in the car and like old rock and roll, 50s rock and roll and
Beatles, Simon and Garfunkel, we both share.
Yeah, just like melodic, lyrical, personal. I mean, obviously my taste is broadened now to I can appreciate most forms of music, even things that were really lost on me when I was younger, like really like atonal dissonant stuff. Like now I can understand that more. But I think intuitively I was just drawn to like people writing songs.
Cool. So Ben, I was wondering, so you were a solo artist for a really long time. What drew you to forming a duo? And do you still have any solo projects you're working on?
Yeah, I think for both Josh and I, Radnor and Lee is like this beautiful little gift, but I don't think we expect it or demand it to sort of fulfill all of our needs creatively. Like we're both very multi-dimensional people with a lot of different ambitions. So for me, I think, I always say like, it's taken me a long time to really be able to collaborate in a way with, I think, enough humility to actually accept someone else's viewpoint and honor it. I think I used to only like my ideas, basically. So I probably also had to meet someone with a strong enough alternate viewpoint and a strong enough personality to both respect it, but also be able to kind of wrestle with them a little bit and just all, with the right kind of, like I said, respect, admiration. So it sort of felt like the right time.
That's pretty insightful there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So something really, honestly, about collaborating, the two of us, is that we really respect each other and we're interested in what the other person has to say. And a lot of times we agree on certain things, but in other ways we approach life in certain different ways. And there's something about the collision of the two elements coming together that always makes for better music. I mean, one of the cool things we've talked about a song of ours, if there's a Radnor and Lee song, it's gone through two people's, kind of taste, radar or whatever. Like we have to agree on a lyric and a melody line. So there's two people that are, basically we find that maybe, I offer a lyric and Ben doesn't like it. And then he offers something and then I, add one more word and then we both like it so much better than the first idea we started with. So there's something really fun about playing, ping pong with ideas and and always landing on the idea that most excites both of you.
Cool. So you both are actors. I was wondering, would you ever collaborate on either writing or starring in a show or movie together?
Hey, Ben, are you an actor? I don't know if Ben thinks of himself as an actor, but I don't want to speak for him.
I think we might have just lost him.
Oh, no.
Which is okay. He can either call us back or we'll just keep chatting. I don't know how his time frame was today.
Oh, maybe he heard that he was an actor and he got so panicked that he had to get off the call and chat.
OMG! Yeah, that was it.
No one told me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Maya. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah. So I was wondering, since you're both actors, would you ever collaborate on either writing or starring together in a show or a movie?
Well, I think right now it's just the odd music video here and there, but we don't really talk about that. Most of our talks these days are about the music we're making, but never say never.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, I'm hoping to see you both in a show or a movie.
Okay. Yeah. Well, hopefully we can. Where are you? You're in Colorado?
Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully we're going to do some more touring in the U.S. For the new record. So maybe, who knows? We'll hopefully get to Colorado.
That'd be awesome. You definitely have a place to visit here at the Seacrest Studios. I had been, but then I lost him. I could tell my friends that, but that would sound a little crazy. But he was on the phone, but now he's gone again. But I bet he'll be back shortly. Go ahead, Maya.
Okay. So what song are you currently listening to on repeat?
What song am I listening to on repeat? Hold on, I got a message from Ben. He said he keeps getting cut off. So he's
multitasking at its finest.
Yeah. I'm listening to some George Harrison stuff that I'm really liking. Graham Nash. I love an Australian band called Gang of Youth. I don't know if you know Julianne Baker, but I really love her. And I really love Trevor Hall, who's really terrific. So, a lot of different people. It's all over the place.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Cool. So what song do you roll down the windows and rock out to?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, that whole Gang of Youth record is pretty great. But I probably don't roll down the windows and rock out that much because I get self-conscious about other people seeing me rock out. So I probably rock out not as much in the car and more in my house.
Maybe in the shower.
Yeah. It's got to be I got to really be sure I'm alone.
Yeah.
If you could have any song playing to announce your entrance into a room, what song would you want it to be?
Well, I don't know, Maya. I'm a little more modest than that. I don't like to draw a lot of attention to myself when I walk into a room. But I'm more, I don't know.
You don't have to have one.
For you? Yeah, do you have one for you?
That's hard.
You don't have enough time to hear the songs she'd be willing to have playing. Yeah. I'm sure a few Radnor and Lee songs, a few Ariana Grande, a few...
Ariana.
Okay.
Ariana Grande. Sometimes I mess that up. She's got a whole list, I'm sure.
Yeah. Songs from Rise.
Songs from Rise, she says.
Yeah, Spring Awakening, sure.
Yeah. So do you have a motto or quotation that you live by?
Well, I have two probably. My dad always said that character doesn't count in the short term, it counts in the long term, and I always think about that. That really helps me remember that being a good person isn't just about a short-term reward. It's really about a kind of long-term how you live your life, and that always is very, very meaningful to me. And I've written before about this quote by a Sufi mystic called Al-Ghazali, where he says, "Man was not created in jest." He says, "No, O beloved, man was not created in jest or at random, but marvelously made and for some great end." I always think about that when I get a little down. I just feel like it's like a hug from the universe or something.
Yeah, that there's a bigger purpose.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So who do you consider to be a real life superhero and why?
My friend Judith Light, who's an actress, she's a real life superhero. She does so much charitable work, and she's just the kindest friend that you could ever hope to have. I know a woman named Razia Jan who runs a girls' school in Afghanistan outside of Kabul, and she's a real-life superhero. She was actually one of the CNN heroes a couple years ago, and she just does extraordinary work in a really tough part of the world educating these girls. And I think anyone who brings education to places that don't have it is a real hero.
Cool.
Those are great examples.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for calling in.
Absolutely. Thanks for inviting us.
I still don't think I'm breathing, but
I think you're breathing. You want to take just one breath together so we can restore your breathing?
Oh, that's good.
yeah.
Okay, we'll take a breath on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Man, we feel more peaceful, more relaxed already. It was awesome.
It's good to remember to breathe. I always have to remind myself to breathe. So, yeah. Well, you did great, Maya. Thanks so much for having us, and good luck with everything in the program. And, okay.
Thank
you so much. Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.